when we create content in order for us to improve engagement with our audience, we really want to find ways to hook our viewers, which means to catch their attention. But the same as we do, other profiles are doing it. And our audience has been exposed to so much content. Doesn't matter if it's on the different social media platform, if it's by the amount of newsletter they received, even sometimes on a daily basis. There's so much out there, but each and every one of us is really trying to stand out. So in today's episode, I want to share some best ways for us to hook our viewers, to hook our audience on the different social media platform in order for that to help us to increase exposure and, of course, improve engagement. So hi, everyone, and welcome to Big Burner Podcast. My name is Dana Ohana, and this is the place where you're going to learn more about social media, marketing, and other topics related to how we build our brand as entrepreneurs. So today I want to share with you 7 tips on how you can actually hook your audience, how you actually can get their attention, get them to notice, get them to stop and want to engage with you, with your content. And some of the best effective ways to do it is, for example, to start with a strong visual. So yes, it's not necessarily relevant to each and every social media platform, but on Instagram, it can help you a lot. On LinkedIn, it can help you. On Facebook, it can help you as well. In a newsletter, when they click on the newsletter and they see like strong images that make them want to read more, that really can help you to catch their attention. And when you choose a visual, you want to make sure that you're choosing something that's related to the content you're creating, even if it's a video or a written content, but also something that related to that, but also something that really stands out, something that is unique, something that will get them to stop. But it's also good that if you are the brand, and for example, you do coaching, or you're an artist, or you're a graphic designer, or you can do consultation, and you are the brand, so it's also very good to use maybe some strong visual with you in it. So that's the first way for us to hook our audience attention. The second one is to actually use strong headlines, which is super important, especially, for example, when we create short videos like in Reels on Instagram and TikTok or YouTube Shorts or Pinterest Pin Idea. We want to use a strong headline, and the headline can come in the caption, and the headline can come in the video itself, something that's going to catch them and gets them to want to stop and listen till the end and watch till the end. It can also be like when you are creating a podcast, for example, and the headlines can be on the written part, but it also can be in the way you speak, in the way you open, okay, when you start that conversation. So you can use different phrases like "you're not gonna believe it," or "this is how I got from this to this." It can be different ways from that side, which actually leads me to the third one, which is you can also use a bit like provoking type of questions that get them to stop for a second, questions that maybe gets them to feel a bit uncomfortable with wait, what are you saying? Why are you asking this? So when, even in sales, when you're trying to close a deal, when you're trying to get to recruit a new client, one of the things to do is to actually make them feel uncomfortable. And that's the part when you want to feel and use certain type of questions to get them to stop. As well, when we ask questions, people cannot leave a question unanswered. Automatically, they need to answer it. So some of them will answer in the comments, and some will answer in a private message, and some will just answer in their head. And at the right time, they will come to you because they will remember what you were speaking about, what you were exactly doing. Which actually leads me to the next part, which is to leverage different type of emotions, like humor, like sadness, even to make them very emotional and maybe want to feel like crying, or maybe starting to laugh, or even through making them feel like a bit lost, a bit not sure, a bit confused. Any type of emotion, that's a great way to hook our audience in the content. And the way to do it, which leads me to the next one, is about using storytelling. So if we tell a story, and we tell a story that create a type of an emotional connection, a story that triggers certain type of emotions, even if it's just to feel like a type of emotion that like, wow, oh my God, oh shame, or like, oh wow, also experienced that, like, oh my God, that's a terrible story. Oh my God, this is a funny, hilarious story. It doesn't matter, okay? You're using a story in order for them to want to listen, to want to know, wait, what's the end? How it's going to end up? What's happening? Like, what's going to happen there? And through that, you also basically make them feel. And a way to start the storytelling is going back to what I said before, which is about asking a question. And that's okay to ask a question that makes them feel a bit uncomfortable, okay? That makes them move a bit in their chair or on the couch or wherever they sit. And because that's the ways for us to catch their attention. I think like if you, for example, look at politicians, one of the strategies is to get people to feel fear, okay? They feel scared. They don't want to feel scared anymore. They don't want to have that type of like, oh my God, like what's going to happen? Are we lost? Like, oh my God, like from different reasons. So I'll vote for that person because that person can save me. Okay, so that's what basically politicians are doing. They're telling you a story. They're making you feel certain type of emotions. They're asking you hard questions. They use strong headline to catch your attention. And through that, they're getting more people to vote for them, right? And that's the same that we're trying to do with our audience, but in a way that's right for our brand. If your brand it's not based on fear or that's a type of emotion you're not feeling comfortable with, so don't do it. So use sense of humor. So use maybe sarcasm, maybe something more like optimistic. Like you find what's right for you and you follow that. I'm going to move from here to the next step, which is about like utilizing FOMO, okay, which is the fear of missing out. We are living in a period of time that a lot of people, and not just the youngsters, have that type of a fear, right? The fear of missing out, that FOMO, that you don't want to feel like, okay, if I didn't join this, like for example, if I didn't watch this, or if I didn't listen to this, if I didn't comment to this, if I don't follow this one, like I'm missing out. If I'm not joining this event, then everyone will go to that event and then I will be like so bummed that I didn't go. You want to create a type of a feeling that they will feel that if they're not like watching till the end, doing any type of call to action, then it means that they're going to miss out and they don't want to miss out. Okay, so that's another great way for us to hook our audience, which is a very nice and way to do things. And it's really like to even like highlight through this like limited time offers. As I said, like for a second ago, like events or an exclusive content. Like if you don't subscribe here, you're going to miss out all of this and this and this and like shame. And that's really going to help you with this and this. And that's the way you want to go. The last step that I want to share is about creating interactive content. So, for example, you can create an interactive content by asking questions. You can also, for example, use on Instagram and TikTok or even like on LinkedIn and Facebook different polls. On Instagram and TikTok, you can also, for example, use different stickers as well on Facebook. And on Instagram, you have the Add Yours. So, and there's quizzes and there's so many different other options for you to add to your video, to your type of content. And through that, to actually create content that it's more interactive, that it's really more inviting them to actually want to come and encourage your audience basically to participate, to engage, and it makes them to stay longer in your page. And that's a great way for us to look at this. So when you look at those different tips, and I'm going to repeat them again, they really also tell a story together, because you can really combine them all together, or you can choose even just some of them and build it. And again, you really need to do it as per what's right for your brand, what's right for what you're trying to tell, for your key message, for your audience. So it's very important to remember who's our audience, what can help us to build a connection with them, and what is our key message, and what's the best way for us to put the message out there. So through that, you're choosing a strong visual, okay, to get their attention, to hook their your viewers, your audience, you are using strong, compelling headlines. Okay, you can use part of the headlines to ask tough questions, provocative questions, questions that make them feel uncomfortable. You are leveraging like the different type of emotions, the emotions that you want to actually trigger in them, and you do it as well through telling a story. So storytelling is a great tool for us to put our message out there and to hook our viewers and get them to want to watch or listen till the end, as well like utilizing FOMO, the fear of missing out, by giving limited offers, for example, events and so on. And of course, by creating interactive content that get them to participate more and to engage. So I would love to hear from you what your takeaways from this podcast episode today. I would love to hear more, and I would love, of course, to connect with you as well on the different social media platforms. So search for Big Don Consulting.